he's a time traveler, dude.
No, I don't think so. Well, why do you think he's a time traveler?
Because they predicting so much. Like sometimes it's like a 10-year gap, and it's just like the things he got is on point. It's he predicted the tiger attacks. The guys in Vegas.
Yeah.
It came out with the episode in '93, and it came true in 2003. They got attacked on stage.
See, stuff like that. Yeah, it's like
it's gonna bound to
it's
happen.
It's not inspirational. It just happened. Like
yeah, it's gonna bound to happen. But imagine if it didn't. But it did, because there's a lot of stuff that people they control.
First, let me explain the inspirational part. Like, for example, like if they, let's say, what else did you say they predicted? Like,
they predicted FaceTime.
For example, yeah, FaceTime. It's not really a prediction. Somebody could have just seen the episode and be like, hey, they get inspiration from it, you know what I mean? But the tiger attack, you can't, it doesn't work that way. It's just something that happened.
Yeah. But they predicted FaceTime, on the tablet, pretty much.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, somebody could have seen that back in, like, it came out in 95. Somebody could have seen it, like, in 2000 and be like, hey, that seems interesting. But, they took inspiration from it, so it's not really a prediction. You know what I mean? It could have been, but...
It could be an inspiration, but I think all these predictions that...
But, like, the tiger thing, like, you can't predict, you know what I mean? You can't get inspiration from it, like, we should stage this, blah, blah, blah.
Like, this guy's staging his attack, and then they have smartwatches. 95 came out episode, it came out on smartwatches in 2014.
Yeah, see, the same thing, like, somebody could have gotten inspiration from it, like, hey,
Okay, so tell me about the Ebola breakout.
The Ebola's been around since, like, the 70s.
Yeah, but it came back in the breakout. They predicted in 97, and they break out 2014. I remember people getting it at Disneyland, people getting it
like it's still around. It hasn't gone anywhere.
Stuff.
Like, it just gets reported a lot more, or it used to get reported a lot more, but it's still out there. Like, recently, I think it's been coming back around. Like,
but it was like a crazy breakout.
Wasn't that crazy? Like, it's way crazier over there up in Africa.
Yeah, but over here in the United States, it wasn't like a common thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And about Donald Trump, explain that. They predicted him being president.
See, besides the whole Donald Trump thing, like, my theory is Simpsons are basically like the longest running show, one of the longest running shows on Fox. It's been around since, like, I don't know when it came out, like back in the day, right? Like,
came back, dude. It's probably old as me.
Yeah, it's old as fuck. It's the longest running show on Fox.
Yes.
I think. Yeah, like South Park is like number 2. And, like, you know what I mean? But basically there's like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of footage, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So eventually, like, it's just if you play the odds or whatever, like, long enough, it's gonna hit. Like,
yeah, but what about,
like, for example, like, not the Donald Trump thing, but like any other thing, like what was another thing you said that they predicted?
The 9/11.
No, how about Fox? Well, usually Disney.
Oh, the
Fox.
Disney writing Fox, yes.
For example, like, obviously that happened recently, but what if, like, back in, like, 1995, there's like a thinking tank. There's a bunch of writers sitting down. And eventually, someone said, just out of nowhere, yeah, shit to me, was like, you know what would be funny if Disney bought Fox? Hey, yeah, that sounds funny, blah, blah, let's write it down. You know what I mean? Like, eventually, like, it's bound to, like, shit that, like, they thought was comical back then. If you run it long enough, it's like, hey, it happened. Like, they didn't think it was gonna happen. They just thought it was funny. Yeah. They thought it was worthy of, like, to put it on the show, and then eventually it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, true. And then, but they
besides the whole Donald Trump thing, like that. Yeah, have you seen that video of them going up and down the elevator? And,
yeah.
Like, somebody drops a poster. That doesn't explain that. Like,
this guy was like, oh, I'm gonna do
that was like too spot on. I was like, whoa, shit, like, yeah, that's a meme for my theory. Like, that's what, like, oh shit, like,
yeah. And they did the Lady Gaga, like, doing the Super Bowl, like, coming down the wires.
See, that could have been inspirational too. Lady Gaga herself could have seen that episode. Like, oh, you know, that would be kind of dope. I could do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And but going back with the Disney in the 21st century thing, they at the time that the episode came out, Disney was doing awful. It was close to bank robbing and shit.
That's what made it funny back then. That's what made it comical. It was like, it'd be super funny if David would be conquered by Goliath or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
They had no clue. Like, eventually, like, oh shit, like, this would actually come true. Like,
all right, well, there's a lot of theories that they think he's a time travel because he's predicting it, but the theory that you're thinking about, it does make sense. You know, like, they've been putting a lot of things out there, and it just like hit.
Another thing too, I just kind of thought about too, like it kind of retracts my theory, but like so I said, South Park was the second running series or whatever.
Yeah.
So technically, how come they haven't predicted anything? If they have just as much footage, if just as much, they're crack jokes about everything, how come they haven't really hit any home runs? So so maybe he is a time traveler. You get what I'm trying to say, right? Like,
yeah, like
if you play the odds long enough, technically, South Park would have predicted some shit, but I don't think they have they? I haven't heard of them.
The only thing they probably predicted was the Donald Trump thing, but that was like later, like when, with the Canadian border and stuff. You know, they put the wall and stuff.
They touch on issues like after it happens, though, like.
But that was
most of the time, like.
And then when they said they predicted it, then they used it like, oh, people try to come to Canada because of Donald Trump,
Mm-hmm.
But Canada came to us because, they did the opposite, like the mirror image, like, oh, Donald Trump went over there to get the president. Like, it was a metaphor,
Yeah.
And, yeah, that they don't really predict it too much. They just try to make fun of a lot of things.
Exactly, like, so maybe he is a time traveler.